Hey guys, welcome back to episode 5 of Relatively Chaotic with your 3 favorite cousins, Austin, Danielle, and Haley. Ready to get all checked in with our first segment of the day. Welcome to the group chat. Who has any amazing life updates since the last time that we chatted?
Amazing is a lot of pressure.
My bad. Who has an update? Amazing or not?
Very whimsical, guys. It's been on my bingo card for like 2 years and I haven't done it. But I made a book brick. So it's essentially I got like a paver and then I painted it to look like a book. And now I have a brick that looks like Pride and Prejudice. So I can put it outside like my little window in the garden and it looks like a little book. So she's very cute and precious. And I'm considering the level of crafting I don't have, I'm delighted with how it turned out. So that's what I've achieved in the last week. Yeah, go nuts.
So you said it's called a book brick. This is a decorative or like it's a weapon? What is the brick?
You
what
know
are you doing with this
Whatever
brick?
the situation calls for, Austin. Could be all.
Got it. Multifunctional.
Hopefully not a weapon. I don't want to have to use one, but it could be. It is definitely a heavy paper. It would do some damage.
Yeah, it's there in case you need it, really. That's the most important part.
Exactly. Other than that, just be,
Last time we chatted, you were going to have lunch with your mom and Aunt Pam.
Oh, yeah.
So number 10 and number 4, how was your lunch?
It was good, and Heather was there too, so our cousin. Yeah, so it was good. We went to Costa's in Fairbank and sat there for quite a long time. We just like talked about family stuff and grandma and checked in with how everyone was doing. So nothing like crazy as far as like a takeaway. Sounds like a lot of people in the family are listening to the podcast, so that's exciting. And then I think we're gonna do a quarterly.
No.
So be careful who you talk shit about. But
That's so true.
all of them. We'll talk shit about
you're all terrible. This is the 3 best. But other than that, we're gonna try and do it quarterly just to see everyone, because like I think a fear is like when grandma passes away, which could be soon, not to be a downer, but like, family, it's like hard, it's less reasons to get together. So I think just having that to continue to touch base will be fun. So nothing crazy, but it was fun to see them and chit chat and hear all the family, I don't want to say gossip, but like family goings on. And everyone's point of view is always interesting. So, yeah. So it was good. We're going to get together again, and I want to say May is when I scheduled it. I'll have to check. I think so.
Yeah, send me the date. If I can go, I'll crash your party.
Sounds good. I think we're doing a brunch. It might be a Sunday, so Sunday fun day.
That's all right. I wake up at 7 no matter what day it is, so
I'll let you know.
That would give me plenty of time to get there.
Do you want to fly in, Austin?
No.
Wow.
Heard it here first. Austin hates Pam.
No.
Tell us how you feel.
I would love to see the people involved in this, tete-a-tete. However, I can't add another trip to my life right now.
Fair.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, yeah, if at your next brunch, if I can't be there, if any of them would ever like to guest star on the podcast, just give a girl a holler. I know Molly has mentioned it, and cousin Ben, he said it as well. So if anybody else is just dying to get on here and tell your stories about Sally, or just join in on our Hot Mess Express conversations, you're welcome.
I like that we give some labels about who our family members are as we give them, like you just said, cousin Ben or cousin Molly. But do you think it's worth clarifying that we don't go around saying that to them, like it's here's Uncle Jedediah or there's
Uncle
Mother
Jedediah.
Teresa?
I'm just gonna start calling them that now. Hey, cousin Danielle, how are you?
For clarity, we're big enough. Maybe it'll be helpful to everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My philosophy is I had to struggle through learning everyone's name. You can figure it out.
Yeah. I know I've told this story At least maybe to Danielle. Austin, I'm not sure if you've heard this, but when I was younger, so we have cousins named Angie and Jesse. So I was an unfortunate age, like probably older than I should have been before I figured out which one was Angie and which one was Jesse, because they were always together. I can do it now though, so
Good job.
took me a hot minute. A hot minute. Yeah. Yeah. They were always together. But yeah.
We should get their perspective.
Danielle, any other? Sorry.
Did they just like hang out with you and you'd always be looking back and forth real worried? Who is who?
I don't remember which one's the mean one.
Oh, God.
Both.
Yeah, both.
Oh, just kidding. That's true.
Yeah.
But we love you. So
We're all a little bit mean. So really,
Whoa.
it's a term of endearment.
If we were the three spices, I'm definitely either sugar or bubbles. Wait, what are three spices?
Or did you
say Bubbles?
He's talking about the Spice Girl or the Powder Puff Girls, not even the Spice Girls.
Well, you were talking about both. I think you mixed them up. Also, there's not a sugar spice in the Spice Girls, so
that's
No.
so true.
you have to take that back to the drawing board.
We'll figure it out. Anyway, what else I know?
No, I don't think anything. Oh, yeah. I went to a flea market last weekend, and I was very overwhelmed, but I did get some records, so that was exciting. That was a win. They were more affordable than I usually see, although the only record I don't have for Taylor Swift is Reputation, and it was there and it was $125, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's fair. Just keep your little eyes peeled and it'll pop up eventually.
But that's it. That's the conclusion as to what I've had going on.
Very exciting. Austin, what's new and exciting with you? Or if that's too much pressure, what have you not told us?
That's a larger question I'm not going to dive into. Let's see here. Well, last weekend I had another dance competition, but it was local to Portland, so that was a lot of fun. Not as swung over coming out of this last weekend. I feel like what I started to reconcile with last weekend is something I referenced a little earlier, which is the need for like balance in my ambitions versus travel. I just have a lot of events and travel queued up mostly in the realm of dance this year, and unfortunately the like pile of logistics to make all of those things happen backlogged enough where I had to cancel one of those trips. So I'm currently in a like phase of life where I'm just trying to seek balance and get back ahead of some of my travel plans that I have in store. So, but 2026, that's the kind of the theme of the year anyway, is being careful about where I spend my time and how much time I spend on it. So it's all in the fold of that, but nothing else exciting. That's what I got going on.
Well, good. You working on balance, prioritizing.
How are you?
Good. Let's see, what did I do this weekend? Oh, so we in the Des Moines metro area, there is a trolley that you can take. It was like trolley tours, and we did one to some of the local breweries. But while we were on the tour, we were talking to the people that run it, and they also do bookstore tours and like some other ones that sounded really fun. So it was really fun. Yeah, we just went around to some of the breweries, and then we also, so my daughter Sophia, she's getting ready to go to Mexico for a foreign exchange trip. So we went shopping over the weekend for the things that she needs. For the host family that she's staying with, you're supposed to bring a gift. So we went to Reagan and we got some like postcards that have like big Iowa pictures. So like a picture of the Capitol, a picture of the skyline. We found a postcard that has the butter cow from the state fair on it from 1955. And it's like from inside the cooler, like behind the cow. So you can see the cow, but then also like all of the people looking in. So that was really cool. And then we also got a magnet, because when we travel, we always buy a magnet from the place that we're at. to bring home. So that was like just a little something special, like a tradition that we do that she's going to bring to the host family. And then right next door to Raygun in the East Village, there is a little bookstore, and we went in there. So she needs a children's book to bring. They're going to go to a local elementary school there and read a book to the students there, and then they leave the book there. So we went to that little bookstore, and she found a really cute book with some really beautiful illustrations in it. And so she's going to read that book and leave it there for them. And then, yeah, that was pretty much my whole weekend. Ryan was gone again at hockey, so he's going to be gone at hockey again this weekend. So we're just getting her ready to go on her grand adventure.
Wow. Question about the part of the story that wasn't related to what you were doing, but
of course.
You said that Ryan was distracted at the boy aquarium. How often do you get to attend those hockey games with him? And have you thought about investing in some heated rivalry apparel to wear
there? It is.
I definitely would wear heated rivalry apparel there. Also, like it's like you're talking about like little local hockey rinks, so they don't always have like heat. So you're wearing lots of layers to stay warm. So even if I had a jersey on, it would be buried under
That's a good
all
point.
of my clothes. But I would definitely wear it. Maybe I should see if I could find like a hat or something.
Yeah, like I'm coming to the cottage or something.
Yeah, I've seen hats like that. Like,
yeah.
Go into the cottage or whatever. Yeah, I definitely would wear something like that.
All right. Just for your consideration.
Not to make this about me, but now that we're talking about heated rivalry again, I want everyone to know that I did have a loon-themed newsletter out to my team. None of them, but like 2 people are going to understand why, but it gives me small joy in my day-to-day life.
Yeah.
You're the Canadian wolf bird.
Yeah, so they had a lot of balloons in their update. They're probably like, why is she sending pictures of birds? Because it delights me.
Why not?
Whimsy. And, okay, guys, sorry, I did not cover everything. I am working on a rebrand for myself, how I'm perceived and my goals and my pain points and my values and everything. So I did a whiteboard on Monday where I, like, deep dived and word vomited on this. And, yeah, like, adding some whimsy and, like, clarifying those goals and just figuring out how people view me versus how do I want to be viewed and what can I control and what are the things I should focus on. Not that I care what people think about me, but also like what's my presence in the world? Like how am I making people feel? How am I impacting things? So that's
know your impact.
Kind of a little Maya Angelou.
Yeah. I was like, so that's kind of where I'm at, and that was something that I was like, yeah, I need to not be a toad. Let's refocus.
You know what's funny is the amount of self-reflection that you guys do and the amount of self-reflection that I do is very different. Very different. You guys have mood boards and spreadsheets, and I am just flying by the seat of my pants every single day.
Speaking of reflection, I actually have a question pertaining to one of the things you rattled off earlier. When it comes to Sophia's journey to Mexico, right? She's going to Mexico. Where is your emotional state at this point, stress-wise?
You know, from a safety standpoint, the travel advisory is a travel advisory 2, which is what most of Europe is at. So for where she's going in Mexico, she should be pretty safe. Also, they're staying with pretty affluent families, so it's gated neighborhoods. Like, she's not going to the ghetto, so she should be relatively safe. I would say she's no more, based on the circumstances, she's no safer or less safe than she'd be going to Europe. So, and at least there in Mexico, she can speak the language. So there's that. I think what I'm most nervous about, honestly, is like this is like a test run for her going to college because she's going to be gone for 10 days. So, and we can talk about this a little bit later, but like, it's just been her and I for like pretty much her whole life. Ryan and I got married when she was like 14 or 15. So with the exception of the last few years when we've been, when I've been with Ryan, it's just been Sophia and I. So it's going to be a big adjustment. I think her going to college. So this will be a nice dry run for how, that will go. And then also I think it'll be good for her to know how she handles being away. Because, some of the colleges that she's looking at are 20 minutes away, and some of them are, like one of them is 7 hours away. So a concern of hers is how far away is she going to be from home? And if she can handle Mexico, then 7 hours isn't really that big of a deal. So I think that's currently my biggest concern is just a little test run for her for when she goes to college and how we both kind of handle that.
Ooh, we have to report back on how this
if
all
I
goes.
crash out at all, just know that's why.
Noted.
Awesome. Well, any other life updates before we move into our next segment?
I have a small one I realized I didn't cover when we were talking. You know what I was going to add it on to after Danielle gave hers, and then I realized I was getting so far away from anything you had said, Haley.
Just dive in. Just do it. Bring us back.
So one exciting thing about this week is actually kind of sad. I made myself, so I don't like spending a lot of time in the kitchen making food, as you may or may not remember. It's just, I don't have a lot of time. So of the things I could be spending my time on in the kitchen, cooking food for myself, not a high priority. Does mean I spend probably too much food eating out, and or like on like processed food, like if I eat a high protein like frozen meal or something. Anyway, we don't need to dive into my diet habits. The win though for this week was that I made myself some edamame noodles and chicken and pesto, and I've been eating that. So I am taking a step forward into, I don't know, this new season of life. We're having edamame noodles.
What? I support it. Also,
Great.
let me just backtrack here. So noodles, edamame, pesto, and chicken.
Yeah.
What a flavor profile right there. Like, what a...
I would do that.
I'm just trying to be like, edamame and pesto together is really tripping me up. I like both of them.
Well, you don't really taste the
like
edamame. It's kind of like a bland flavor.
No, I know, but I guess I like associate that with like Asian food. So the fact that it's with pesto is really crossing barriers in my mind. Like, I'm like, I don't know.
You should come over. I'll whip you up some, Danielle.
That doesn't sound like a good enough meal for me to buy a plane ticket. No offense.
Rude.
But I'm proud of you for your
Thank you.
culinary
for meal
adventures.
Prepping. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, let's be clear. I didn't really meal prep. Let's not oversell what I've done.
Well, you ate it more than once, right?
Oh, that's true. So
You
if I have
meal prepped.
leftovers, that's considered meal prepping? Oh, great.
No, it's not leftovers. It's meal prepping.
Meal prepping. You're planning
It's not
ahead.
leftovers. It's meal prep. Yeah, exactly.
Great.
A rebrand.
Yeah, I'm just crushing it.
Yeah, that's right. We're spinning that narrative.
Cool. That's my thing. We can move on.
Well, all right. Great life update. Everybody. Good job, team. All right. So we're moving into our next segment of the day called Factory Settings, aka Why We Are the Way We Are, where we explore some facet of our personality. The factory setting that we are exploring today is texting habits. And let me tell you, there are so many quizzes out there that you can take, like, are your texting habits rude? So I found one that I will link in the description, the show notes. But it was, what generation are you when you're texting? And it covers, I believe, like 4 things. So it's what generation are you when you're using emojis? What generation are you when you're using punctuation? One was like style and personality, and then the final one was like, how well do you just in general understand the other generations? It was some like odd questions. I really found it fascinating. Like, it was a fun little quiz to take. So does somebody want to volunteer to go first and let us know what generation they are? And then we could like dive in a little bit.
Let's see here. Well, so for emojis, I got mostly millennial with a dash of Gen X.
How did they describe that, or do they?
So it says millennials, this generation is more likely to use emoji to convey emotions, but sometimes attaches more symbolic meanings to them, whereas Gen X is generally more practical in their use of technology and less likely to use emoji, which I didn't actually know that. So yeah, so less emojis for the Gen Z world. So I'm like
Gen X, right?
Oh yes, you're right, Gen X. Yes, yep.
Okay.
Yep. So mostly millennial with a dash of Gen X for my emojis. Do you want me to hit the other ones all in one go?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Cool. For punctuation, I got equally Gen Z, millennial, and Gen X. So for Gen Z, it says that a recent analysis by undergraduates at UCLA found a stronger preference in Gen Z for using messages that convey a stronger or louder tone by using all caps. The younger students typically use repeated letters in communication, like beginning a message with "hi" and multiple I's to convey enthusiasm. Millennials, like their counterparts in Gen Z, tend to avoid ending text with periods, which resonated. They're also more likely to play with punctuation to convey what linguist Gretchen I don't know how to say that calls typographical tone of voice. And then let's see here, Gen X. So I was an equal mix, right? On this punctuation front. Gen X texters in this oft overlooked generation are more likely to apply traditional punctuation rules to their messages. Yeah, so that's kind of the divide between the three, which apparently I'm a balance of. Style and etiquette, I got mostly Gen X with a dash of baby boomer, so I got older on style and etiquette. I don't even remember what questions were
I don't remember
the style and etiquette portion. But it does say it was kind of about volume of messages, or at least that's what it speaks to. Gen X sends a moderate volume of text messages, and unlike their younger counterparts, worry less about response times. Oh, that's right. It was volume and response times. So whereas baby boomers get a lot more conversant in texting, but they're not quite fluent. So they send and receive a lower volume of text messages. Was that all my things? Oh, I got like a 55% of understanding others. I don't think I did well. Even though I'm a mix of all of them, I don't understand myself. That's what I
Which
learned.
is weird with how much you reflect.
Yep. It's fine. It's fine. Who understands time and age? It's just a human construct. What is this?
So was that the most surprising thing for you, was understanding others, like the percent that you got, or was there anything that you were like that stood out to you, I guess, in particular?
Well, I was fascinating because I feel like it does stand out when you are messaging someone and you run into like a different approach. The period thing is like a great example. Anytime someone uses a period at the end of their sentence, it feels like, aggressive to me. So I feel like there's things that like that are like bound to come up when you message a variety of people. And I feel like I noticed those things. So I thought I would have an appreciation for like who I associate with those with, but apparently I was wrong.
That's funny.
So, yeah. What about y'all? What'd you get? Or does that surprise you? Do I feel like I'm a mixed generational person? I don't know what that means.
I'll be honest, I've never given this any thought. Like as far as like generations.
I also have not. Yeah, which is why I thought it was so interesting.
Agreed.
Of a quiz, so like things that I never would have thought of. But yeah, I agree that I think that that you're good at like talking across multi-generations. Like you probably spend a lot of time with, especially like traveling and dancing. There's probably a decent mix of ages in there. So
that's fair. Well, actually, so maybe the better question of reflection for you two, based on this, before we get to your results, would be: so we message all the time via text. So do you feel like you two notice anything either about my texting or communication style via text, or like how we three differ or are the same?
I don't no, without like going back and looking through our text, I don't know that I would see anything like right off the bat. But this kind of like a good segue into like mine. So like I also got on some of them I got a mix. So maybe that's why I don't notice that much of a difference between them. So for the emojis, I got "you're completely a millennial," which doesn't surprise me at all, seeing as how I am a millennial. So yeah, the generation is more likely to use emojis to convey emotions, which I definitely use emojis all the time, and I struggle sometimes to remember to not use them, like at work, like in work emails. Because I'll be like, oh, smiley face. And I'm like, no, we do not send smiley faces at work. That is not what we do. So I was not at all surprised by that. For punctuation, I got an equal mix of millennial, Gen X, and baby boomer. I would say that I probably use punctuation a lot. So you already kind of explained the millennials and the Gen X, but for baby boomers, this group is more likely to apply the rules of formal letter writing to their texts. Baby boomers prefer full sentences in text messages and are less likely to understand shifting nuances of punctuation. And I would definitely say that I am more of a full sentence texter. Like, I'm going to convey my full thought in this. So that didn't surprise me at all. Like, in the moment, I was like, baby boomer, but then when I read it, I was like, oh, okay, no, actually, that does make sense, and that does very much reflect how I write text messages. For style and etiquette, I got an equal mix of Gen Z, millennial, and Gen X. And Austin, you said that you were millennial, Gen X, and baby boomer. Is that right?
For style and etiquette, yeah, I got mostly Gen X with a dash of baby boomer.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, for the two that you didn't get, so Gen Z, why send one text when 10 will do? Researchers have found texters in this generation send and receive a greater volume of messages than those in older generations. They're also likely to expect a quicker response and worry about delays. And then for millennials, researchers have found this generation generally sends and receives fewer texts than their younger counterpoints, but their phones still spend plenty of time buzzing. Millennials send and receive a high volume of messages and generally expect quick responses, which is also me. I will send 45 texts a day. I will double text you. I will triple text you, and I don't even care. Like, I have a lot of thoughts. As we've previously mentioned, I'm a yapper, so I just cannot self-edit in the way that maybe I need to not send 800 text messages. And then for understanding others, I got 91%, and I think that my saving grace here is that my parents were baby boomers and my daughter is a Gen Z. So I am frequently speaking with those generations. So that's where I understood a lot of what those questions were. So, yeah, like I said, it was just a really fun, like, weird thing to learn about yourself. Danielle, what did you get?
So it says I have a poor understanding of others, but I'll be honest, I just real quickly clicked through that section, so that makes sense. But for emojis, I'm mostly millennial with a dash of Gen Z, which isn't that what you had, Austin? No, I feel like that was so long ago now.
Wait. No, I'm mostly mostly millennial with a dash of Gen X. But I'll be honest, when I said it, I thought I said Gen Z. So really,
so same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Punctuation completely Gen Z because I don't use it. It's just a never-ending stream of thought is what you're gonna get. And then style and etiquette says mostly baby boomer with a dash of millennial. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't feel like I text like a boomer, but I'll be honest, I'm never stressed about people really not texting me back or like how they're responding. I'm just making the assumption that everything's fine. I'm like, if you're like, okay, I'm like, cool. That means it's okay. Like, I'm gonna carry on with my day. I don't have the energy to worry about it. If we have a problem, you'll tell me. If not, I'm not gonna read into subtext. I don't care. So, there's that. And then understanding others, it says you have a poor understanding of others. But like I said, I'd just be clicking, and maybe that is a segue into I'm just like putting my lens on it and being like, yeah, everything's fine, and not taking more of a deeper approach to things being said.
What did we say in one of the previous episodes? Like, how good of a self-reporter are you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, do Danielle or Haley, do either of you, knowing the different styles out there, do either of you get stressed when you do receive like a wall of text, or does it just like feel like a to-do? You know what I mean? Like if someone says you a lot at once, does that influence you on your emotional journey?
Me? No. I'm just like, oh, good. I have 85 text messages I have to read. Like, I don't stress about what's in them. I'm just like, oh, that's a crap ton of stuff I got to read now. So I don't really care. Send me all of them.
Same. I will say in group chats, when I come back to 100 messages, maybe with you two both in them, and it takes me a half hour to figure out where we started, I'm like, I feel like I have homework. Not that I don't want to hear from you, but I'm like, oh my God, what happened? Because I have a worst case scenario syndrome. So if I have a lot of messages, I assume something went bad or someone's dead. So then I'm immediately like, oh Jesus, what is going on? And then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get to that later. It's not the end of the world. We'll absorb this when I have more time.
This reminds me of another question I had. So I'm probably similar. I'm not stressed by like walls of like a variety of text that I might have received someone. It just feels like another to-do. However, I have developed a habit that I, in waves, have tried to like improve on, which is that I will like leave something unread or remark it as unread until I have chance to like process what I want my response to be, as opposed to just like addressing it right then. So if I don't have the like brain space, or I don't have the bandwidth, or even if I'm just like tired, I see the message, I'm gonna like remark it as unread till later, and sometimes that could be days. Until I'm like ready to. Do you guys do that as well? Because I feel
I'll do that. Or I just like I just won't read it, like, because you can see like sometimes the preview, and I'll be like, okay, I know what this is about. I don't have the time or the energy to respond to this right now, so I'm just gonna wait and keep it on read until I'm ready to deal with it.
So I get stressed if there's notifications. So I read it and forget about it, and then no reply. So that's where
I agree with you. I don't like that little red check mark in the, I don't like it. But also, that's how I know I have something I have to deal with. So that's how it's how I keep track of my to-do list, I think, is by having that notification there. Because otherwise, like you said, I will read it and then forget about it.
That's how I approach it. But Danielle, what you said does kind of, I feel like, resonate a little in a world where you have like limited time, or maybe you're in a season of life where you have a bunch of people who want time from you. I mean, letting things just like bubble back up, that like if they want something, they will follow up, as opposed to like having to manage a lesser priority could be a tactic. Is it nice for everyone? No, but like if you're juggling a lot of things, it'll all come out in the wash, right?
That's my strategy. Yes. So I was talking today, and I was like, I only have so many spoons, and they're almost always all gone by the time I get home. So like, I'm sorry to my friends that you get the short end of the stick because I don't reply. I do my best, okay? I'm not that bad. I just once in a while will miss something here and there because I'm like, I don't feel like replying right now.
Going back and reading that.
Yeah.
Last question from my app anyway, about messaging, because I feel like I have strong feelings about this. How do you feel about getting added to a group chat, either via text or Messenger or some other platform?
Oh, like without asking?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just leave it.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's something that I have no desire to be a part of, I'll just leave. Just like, bye guys. I don't want to be here.
Again, with the time
I don't even
that
say
I have,
goodbye. I just, it's implied.
That makes sense. So it's okay. So you both sounds like you're both there similar. If it's not texting, I don't think I care as much because I'll have the option to leave. But I definitely feel like there needs to be a consent culture around group text, because you can't leave group text. I feel assaulted when I get added to a group text situation and I haven't been asked for sure. I'm like, there's no way out of this.
I think that the creator can take you out, but only if it's all like iPhones or something like that.
I was like, I don't think so. I think you just have to start a new group text.
That was my impression.
I don't remember.
That's part of what stresses me out.
I'm going to Google it.
Also, I have literally never thought to ask for consent to add people to a group text, but I will be honest, I very, very rarely create group text unless it's like a bachelorette party, and then I'm like, you're all going in this for organization's sake. We don't have to talk later.
Yeah, I feel like my preference, if there needs to be a group chat, would be to figure out some other platform that can be like managed with some more nuance. I feel like there's not as much nuance with text like there might be on like Facebook Messenger or Discord or Slack. Like, that's generally my preference, is to shunt group messaging elsewhere.
I don't use any of those platforms.
So according to Google, you can leave a conversation if there are 4 or more participants and everyone is using an Apple device.
Oh. So this explains why we're all still stuck in the same group chat together.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, we've tried.
There's only 3 of us.
Just kidding. Feel informed.
Yeah. Learn something new every day. Yeah.
It's
awesome.
You guys.
Wow. Any other... Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying, if it's you or like friends, I'm like, well, it's probably not a time limit on a response.
That important. Fine.
This is actually a public service announcement for all of Danielle's friends and family.
Yeah.
She's
she doesn't care about you that much.
Yeah.
Nice try, though.
Thanks
Don't
for
text
providing
her.
the platform.
Here to help. Here to help. All right. Well, if we have no other thoughts or comments on our generation for texting, we can move on to the next segment of our day, which is the out-of-pocket question. This new segment is where one of us asks a question to the group that is super random, can be about anything, hence the name Out of Pocket. And Austin has an out-of-pocket question for us today. So, Austin, what's your question?
Thanks for giving me time and space to ask this. My question is, what is a food combo that you have strong feelings for or against that other people might consider normal? Well, let's just keep it a food combo. Food combo you have strong feelings about, for or against.
What's your for example?
That you're like for? Well, I can give you.
What's your example of like what's yours so that I can like
let me tell you.
Like understand where you're going for. Okay.
So this is gonna sound weird, but I actually think that peanut butter, let's say creamy peanut butter, plus macaroni and cheese, and maybe an egg on a sandwich, delicious.
You're a monster.
Okay, wait.
It's rude.
Okay, wait. So an egg and peanut butter.
Well, let's
and macaroni and cheese.
All in one go.
On a sandwich?
Yeah, like maybe an open-faced bread situation.
I'm not eating that.
What a textural nightmare. Like the amount of slop
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not eating that.
What about just the peanut butter and the mac and cheese?
I don't like peanut butter.
I don't know
so
how
I'm
I feel
already
about
out.
that. I don't know how I feel about that. So I would say that, okay, so the egg and the peanut butter I can get behind because I've had that combo on like a cheeseburger before.
Mm-hmm.
Which peanut butter or an egg on a cheeseburger or both, they're great. I definitely recommend trying that. It's the mac and cheese where you're throwing me off. Because like Danielle said, it's a lot of soft textures, and I am a texture person. So
okay,
like,
so your concerns
again,
are
like
about
a
the textures, not
cheeseburger.
the flavors?
I don't know.
Well, well, think about this.
I can't get past the texture, so I can't really think about the flavor.
Well, I was going to say, if the flavor was the issue, there are other examples in the real world of combining cheese and peanut butter. Like if you think about the Keebler cheese and peanut butter crackers, like those are a thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah. So I guess I wouldn't fully rule it out. Maybe I would need an added something in there.
More peanut butter.
Yes, more peanut butter definitely solves the problem. No, I was thinking more along the lines of like a crunchy texture. Like I need
crunchy peanut
I can't
butter.
do all soft texture. Like I need something else. Like I can't do it.
Got it.
So I wouldn't fully rule it out, but I might need to make some modifications.
Okay. And Danielle's out just on principle.
I hate peanut butter. Like, I don't like being in the room where someone's making something or eating something with peanut butter. It makes me nauseous. I hate it. So, like, this sounds like on every front, god awful. I love that. That works for you. Well,
did you say you were out as well on the egg and mac and cheese? That's a little more normal, right?
I don't like that either.
All right.
Like together.
To be honest.
No, that makes me want to vomit less, but like no. Okay.
Well, I would like to say that as someone who hates sandwiches, the fact that I gave an example that's on an open bread, I feel like is real progress. Or
Also,
says something. Really.
That sentence is wild. That you hate sandwiches. I could live on sandwiches
well, we're not diving there.
specifically.
I also hate sandwiches, so I feel you, Austin.
Something's wrong with
I don't
you
like bread.
all. I know, and that's
I don't like
weird
bread.
and wrong.
Same.
Yeah.
I don't. We've argued about it before. I just don't understand.
Yeah, we're never gonna agree.
No.
Gosh, I enjoy your example, but I don't know that I have an example of like, do you know what I'll eat? Like, there's like certain times of the month where like I have like weird cravings if you're following me. And sometimes I really like this combo of like some kind of chocolate, like usually like dark chocolate, like think like Dove, those little squares, and then like a really good crunchy pickle, and Cheetos.
What?
I support it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like
Yes.
like a really good crunchy pickle. I like the like Spears or like the little guys.
Wait, so you said let
and
me
then
just skip
Cheetos.
this. You said so Cheeto, pickle, chocolate.
Yeah.
A CPC. Got it.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. I can see maybe the cheese and the pickle.
I'm sorry. Mine makes no sense.
Yes.
But yours makes complete
Yes,
sense.
yours is mixing the main meal and dessert. Mine was all breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I don't know why you're trying to police me eating chocolate for breakfast, but like,
Yeah, I can eat chocolate whenever I want.
That's fair. If you can,
Don't be
if you
rude.
I'm a grown up. Jeez.
Yeah, I can get on that. I would improve it with spicy Cheetos, but I like that.
Yeah, I've never. It's funny. I've never had spicy Cheetos, and I like spicy things. It's just never come across my desk, so I've never tried it. But...
I'll bring them to you. Flamin' Hots are the best.
Okay.
I mean, they have like I think dyes in them that make them illegal in other countries, but live, laugh, love.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I feel like similarly to the concerns you expressed about my food combo, I am just trying to get past the textural experience that you're advocating for. It's this crunchy and then like juicy, then like silky.
And crunchy.
Yeah. I have so many concerns, and it sounds messy, like a crumbly, pickly, juicy mess.
Your peanut butter egg macaroni isn't messy.
Yeah,
on an
that's the
open face
cleanest
sandwich.
meal you've ever had. It's open face. You have to eat it with a knife and a fork.
You hold it like a wrap. You just like fold that up like a hot dog.
Animal.
I'm
It
not
gets
eating that.
worse.
Oh no, I'm not. I don't think. I mean, I would try it. for you, but
I would not try that. Also, I have a follow-up question. Have you ever been around Ryan after you've eaten that?
Well, Ryan doesn't like pickles, so he's automatically out.
Okay, so you are not allowed to give him a kiss after you eat that?
No. Well, maybe after Cheetos, but no, he doesn't like pickles.
Okay.
So he's automatically out. Yeah, that would be like a food combo that I absolutely love. First of all, I could house a bag of Cheetos. Like it's nobody's business. I love Cheetos.
It's half air. I mean, it's not your fault.
Yeah. And I love pickles. I always ask for extra pickles. And then I'm not a big sweets eater. I only eat chocolate, like I said, at certain times of the month. Like you just crave really weird things. So that's probably the only time that I really am like craving chocolate. Otherwise, I don't typically eat sweets. I love pickles. I eat them all the time. That's honest.
Fascinating.
But yeah, okay. So that's my like food combo that other people might think is weird, but I freaking love it. Danielle,
can I have
what
two?
do you got?
Yes.
Sure.
And also, you crave chocolate because it has iron in it. That is actually like a scientific thing.
I should just go eat a steak.
Fair. I made steak salad last night and it was bomb. Anyway, my two food combos, which though I love them, but I feel like they're very polarizing foods. So, first one is salt and vinegar chips with blue cheese melted on it, like nachos, and then balsamic glaze. It's like
I would eat that.
Yeah, it's so good, dudes.
Huh.
So good.
I don't like salt and vinegar chips, but I love blue cheese and balsamic glaze. So
I would at least with just some kettle
try
chips.
it.
It's real good.
That would be bomb. That'd be so good.
You know, that's interesting. I hate blue cheese, but that combo does sound like it would go well together. So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, and then the next one is
I would eat.
You get like the little sweet peppers and you shove them with cream cheese, a mango, and tahini peppers. Or tahini's like seasoning.
Seasoning?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like
I don't
Wait, what?
love tahini, but I would try it.
What is happening? It just sounded like a violent experience. What are you shoving? Where? What is happening?
So you know, like the little sweet peppers, they're like just little guys. You cut the top off.
What color? What color are they?
Like orange and yellow and red.
Maybe red, yeah.
Okay, a fall experience. Continue.
And then you put some cream cheese in there, and you shove in a mango, and then you put some tahini.
A mango?
A mango.
Oh. Are you saying mango?
Mango like the fruit?
Okay.
Yeah. Mango.
Got it.
A mango.
Got it. Okay, pepper.
A mango?
So a pepper inseminated with cream cheese and mango and
What a visual.
tahini. Got it.
Oh my God.
Fascinating.
What a visual.
It kind of sounds like
I would try it. I don't love tahini, but I don't hate it.
It sounds like the profile of a cocktail.
Oh, it does.
That could be it. I love a cocktail.
Yeah.
So, learning new things because of out-of-pocket questions. I love it.
But, all right. So, any more thoughts about the out-of-pocket question for today? Austin, great question. That was a real thinker.
Thank you. Next time I see you, I will make you some peanut butter mac and cheese. And,
I feel violent about it. Like, I do not like that.
I don't eat scrambled eggs, so we're gonna have to discuss how that goes.
No, I would never make you scrambled eggs. It would be a fried egg. I hate scrambled eggs, but we don't have to talk about that now.
Perfect. All right. All right. So. Happy to help. All right, so moving into our hot take spiral of the day. As we mentioned in previous episodes, in an effort for you all to get to know us a little bit better, we're going to focus a couple of these episodes on us. Last week, we focused on Austin. This week, it's going to be me. Next week will be Danielle. I tried to think of a way to explain my life story in a way that made sense because I feel like there's a lot going on. So I'm going to do a timeline of my personal life and my professional life and how that kind of matches up. But I think it makes maybe the most sense. I mentioned in a previous episode, I started modeling when I was 15. So after graduation, I moved to New York City to model full time. Turns out the thing I liked the most about modeling was just not being in Iowa, which isn't really conducive to having a life in an expensive city. And I was only 18. I had literally no other experiences other than traveling and modeling. So, moved home, and let's see, I had my daughter when I was 20. I got married when I was 21. I got divorced when I was 22. And then spent the next years just working and taking care of my daughter. As I mentioned before, met Ryan in 2021. So I think I was 34. We got engaged when I was 35, got married when I was 36, and now I will be 40 at the end of the year. So that's like my, in a nutshell, personal life timeline. And then on the professional side, again, as I mentioned in a previous podcast episode, I got a full-time job because I needed a full-time job because I had a child that I needed to raise and afford. So I started out as a teller and then worked my way up into lending and eventually worked in mortgage. I worked in mortgage for, I think all combined, I worked there like 9 years, but that was processing and servicing. And then I was a mortgage lender for about 5 years. And then in an effort to find something a little more stable, I moved into risk. And then joke's on me, in 2021, I got laid off from that. And then ended up at the company that I am now, where I do sales and marketing and telecommunications. So again, something we've talked about in a previous podcast. My confidence in my ability to do pretty much anything, I didn't know anything about telecommunications. I know a lot about sales. I didn't know that much about marketing at the time. I knew enough to be dangerous I served on the Inking Young Professionals board for about 5 or 6 years. And as a part of that, learned marketing just kind of on the fly, just being a board member and then eventually the vice chair and chair. So I knew enough to be dangerous. I knew a lot about hosting events and a little bit about marketing creation and content creation, stuff like that. So when I applied for the job, my theory was I already don't have a job. The worst that's going to happen is they don't hire me and I'm already in the same boat. So yeah, that was a really quick, my life in a nutshell. But like I said, there's a lot I feel like that went on in all of those years. So I didn't really know how to explain all of that without getting way too detailed. And then this episode would be 8 hours long. So yeah, that's my life in a nutshell.
That's a lot, though. I have a question about the relational side of your life that you started with.
Yeah.
One, when you were getting to know Ryan and or getting more serious, the pre-marriage experience, were there any expectations that you set with him or talked through based on your either previous relationships or just what your view on marriage was at that point compared to your everything before that?
Yeah, I think that I think it was a lot easier for a lot of reasons because I had, after I had been married and divorced, obviously there's a long period of time before I met and married Ryan, where I dated people and you kind of learn what you like, what you don't like. And then, when we met, I was 34. So I knew if I was going to date or marry someone, kind of exactly my expectations for what that looked like. So I was very honest with him, this is what I need out of a relationship. This is what I need it to look like. If that's not you, that's absolutely fine. We can part as friends, no hard feelings. But this is what I'm looking for. And if that can't be you, that's totally fine. But I'm going to move on pretty fast. We're in previous relationships, I think we all kind of play that game of I could be that for you, or they're okay. They just need to change a little bit. And there was just none of that there. But I think on the flip side, from Ryan's perspective, he's older than me. So he knew also what he was looking for. And it was well, this is kind of my expectation for this. Can we agree on that or meet in the middle or whatever that looks like? just those conversations, I think, were a lot easier because we both knew what we were looking for. So it made it easier to agree on those things. If that answered your question.
Yeah, no, I think it does. It's cool. I feel like I was reading something recently that the like relationship journey can sometimes get condensed. The like later in life, those relationships are happening because you have a more concrete vision and or like sense of self that you're like, well, that's not going to change. I've like, that's just a thing.
Yeah.
That's just a feature at this point about me.
Yeah. There's just certain things that I wasn't willing to change about myself that in the past, like maybe I would have tried to bend, or things that maybe I might have looked past. You know, I was like, this is a hard line for me.
Right.
We were on the same page about pretty much everything, so it made it a lot easier. But again, like we were both older and knew what we wanted, so it was pretty clear very quickly that it was something that could work.
You didn't even talk about your puppies.
Yeah, I'm sure that you've been hearing them bark this whole episode so far. I do have 4 dogs. So Ryan had 2 dogs and I had 2 dogs before we met. He had 2 giant labs. One is 120 pounds and one is 90 pounds. So they are big boys. And then I had a 30-pound like blue heeler mix, and then a demon who is 15 pounds of fury. She's a terrier mix. Both of mine are rescues. So the blue heeler, we broke her out of prison. She was in a puppies in parole program. And then Chloe was just a rescue who has a traumatic past that we don't need to go into on this podcast at this moment, maybe some other time. But she is a demon, and she's the one that's been screaming. Was that
pretty seamless to get them to all like cohabitate? Because I feel like some dogs can be like pretty sensitive to like other dogs in their space, or like whether they're getting along with them. How was that?
Yeah. Well, so Soph is afraid of big dogs, the blue heeler, but she adapted pretty well. So the 90-pound lab, Arlo, he was a puppy when Ryan and I first started dating. So she doesn't like puppies, don't bother her. He wasn't big yet. And then the 120-pound dog, Hatcher, he's very he's really old and he's giant and he doesn't move very fast. So it was like a little bit, she was nervous of him in the beginning, and now she doesn't really care. Like they ignore each other. She and Arlo are buddies. They'll sit next to each other, lay next to each other. They'll hang out in the yard together. Chloe hates Arlo and everything he stands for. So
I've witnessed it.
Yeah, from day one when she met him. And he is the only dog that she feels that way about. She just hates everything to do with his existence. And but because of that, he is remarkably patient with all dogs. So, like, he's very patient with other dogs. Like, well, you could take him to any dog park and he's pretty bomb-proof. Like, he just doesn't care about anything because she's such a demon. So
speaking of cohabitating and getting along with others, can you remind me how long it was that you, Danielle, and Haley ended up living together? And can someone tell me how that came about? Because that's a portion of that timeline.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
I don't remember what years it was. Yeah, it wasn't quite a year.
It was less than a year? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was just an impactful time, But it came about because when I graduated college, I got a job in Des Moines. So I was like, hey, homie. Remember when you said that you would want a roomie?
Yeah, so I lived in a 2-bedroom townhome with a full finished basement at that time. And I had a roommate for a while that had just moved out. And I'm like, well, if you ever need a place to stay, because at the time she was interviewing in Des Moines, I'm like, you're welcome to come stay. We have the basement. And then when she got the job, I'm like, honestly, you could look for an apartment, but if you don't mind living with a I don't even remember how old Sophia was. Like
I think she was like 7 or 8. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I mean, as long as you don't mind living with her and then 2 dogs, like
you only had
you're welcome to have my basement.
You didn't have Chloe when I lived with you.
Are you sure?
Yes, I would have remembered the trauma.
Oh. And she was a nightmare puppy. She had so much energy.
You got her right after I left, I think. So it was a close timeline. Yeah. But no.
Oh, you're right. Because, yes, Sophia, one particularly memorable evening, Sophia bit. So then we just had the one dog.
Yeah. I bit the dog. What?
Yeah. It was traumatic for all of us. Yeah. Soph still only kind of trusts Sophia.
I feel like I didn't know that you had replaced Danielle with a dog as a transition point. That was something I learned today.
What an upgrade.
Yeah, I never had another roommate after Danielle either. So.
Can't be replaced except for with Chloe.
Yeah. Well, you're both traumatized, so actually that tracks.
Fair enough. I would like to think that we let it out in different ways, but it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't scream a lot, so.
I don't.
Yeah. Chloe does. But yeah, any other, I guess, questions about like I said, it's, there's so much that happened. Like, I'll be 40 in December. So there's, I feel like so much that I crammed into the last 20 years that, it's hard to like go into super detail about all of it without it taking forever.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm sure we'll discover more as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, along the way.
We could always also circle back and do like seasons of life, like zoom ins for each of us as well, to get a little more granular. But learned some things today. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the hardest transition I think is going to be Sophia going to college because you know we lived together. My parents were very helpful, especially when she was little. Like, so my parents and Sophia are very close. And then it was just her and I, like, and then, you know, Danielle for a little bit, but, it was just the 2 of us for years. And then during the pandemic, it was just her and I together in a house for, you know, almost 2 years. So, yeah, it was a very interesting time to be together. And we bought a new house during that time and moved, and
I forgot about that.
Yeah, very briefly, I owned a 3-bedroom townhome, and then Ryan and I met, and I sold that, and we live in the house we're in now. But it's going to be a big transition for her to be at college for both of us, I think.
Wait, was that 3-bedroom townhome? That was like in that newly developed area, right?
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Yeah, it was a new build.
I feel like that stands out in my mind because it was so new. There was one time I came and stayed with you, and it literally wasn't on the Lyft map yet. So I had to I had to find a point on the map nearby. I was like, roll me out of the car here, I'll find it.
Yeah, I had to drop a lot of pins for people to be like, this is where I am. I swear it exists.
It used to be a cornfield.
Yep. There's actually still a cornfield across the street.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So if we don't have any more questions for Haley, we can move into the final segment of our day, which is Are We Ready for Taylor? Where we dissect a Taylor Swift song. The song today is Cruel Summer from the Lover album. Fun fact, when we saw the Eras tour, Lover was my era. Who has thoughts first, or who would like to go first on Cruel Summer?
How about you, Danielle?
So it just makes me happy because it makes me think of the first song they play in the Eras tour is Cruel Summer. So it just gives me that hyped up energy, just glitter sparkle happiness. Because obviously
they play Heartbreak Prince first.
Do they? I swear to God, is Cruel Summer the last on that set? You're right.
It must be.
You're right. I'm completely off base. Anyway, Lover makes me think of it.
It is. Lover is the first era.
Yes, but is it Cruel Summer the last song then, not the first one? I swear to God. Anyway, doesn't matter. I believe
not
you.
the
You're
first.
right.
Yeah.
You're right. It's not
It's
because
hard. Yeah.
you're
Heartbreak
right.
Prince. Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince.
Yes, I was like, because the fans and how she comes out and all of that. You right. But my favorite lyric is "He looks up, grinning like a devil." Just feel like it's so like tongue in cheek, like sassy Taylor, and I love it. And also I feel like this is like one of those albums like we talked about, which is actually kind of sad, but like a glitter gel pen album where it's like boppy, but if you actually get into some of the lyrics on the album, you're like, damn, girl. So I love this song. I play it every summer. It's like an anthem, you know? Just nostalgic for like the tour and then summer, I would say. Just like it is like you circle back to it every summer. So like as like May to June is coming, I start playing it a lot more, and I'll go by my pool and play it, and it just makes me happy. It feels light, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely feel like she did a great job of capturing that summer vibe in essence with that song, for sure.
Yeah. Well, Austin, then, any additional thoughts since you mentioned that?
I will say that I struggled to initially pick out what lyrics I liked most, but I realized as I was like rereading, I had listened to it and then I was rereading through the lyrics for like the fourth time, and I realized, I was like, I think it's because I'm just still processing what a lot of this imagery means. So then I was like, okay, well, what are the phrases that I think are cool, but I'm still processing? So one of them was devil rolls the dice, angels roll their eyes. I'm like, I feel like I'm still trying to imagine symbolically what that means in like a devil, or like a heaven and hell situation. I don't know. So we can dive into that if we want. The other one that I think was a little more literally pleasing was bad boy, shiny toy with a price. I feel like, you know, you take a risk when you take on a bad boy. So made sense to me. But, yeah, those are the lyrics that stood out to me. What about you, Haley?
Well, so what I love about this song, which Danielle kind of mentioned, is like it's really a bop, but then when you like drill down to the lyrics, like it is for me like such an interesting story, because it's really the story of like a really terrible relationship. Like they're hot and they're cold. It's like a torrid love affair. They're fighting. Like it brings to mind like a movie montage of like you know, like summer love, where one scene they're like falling in the love, and then the next scene it's like a screaming fight, and then the next scene they're falling in love again. Like so I really like that about the song. Like it truly does feel like a summer love that like a summer love song. For me, so there's two sets of lyrics that I really, really like. The first one is said I'm fine, but it wasn't true. I don't want to keep secrets just to keep you. That always like pops in my head because like again, it's that torrid love affair where like they're in love, but they hate each other. Like they're such a bad combination, but I think a lot of us have maybe had that kind of relationship where you know it's bad for you, but you can't get yourself away from it. And in that line, my other favorite lyric is I screamed, for whatever it's worth, I love you, ain't that the worst thing you ever heard? Which again, like you love someone so much, but it's such a bad relationship. Like, isn't it awful that I love you? Like, because we're never going to have a successful relationship. We're never going to be able to stay together, but I truly like do love you. Like, isn't that the worst thing you ever heard? Like, it's so like, I don't know. I just, those two like sections really, drove home again, like the music, compared to the lyrics, like it's such a dichotomy. And I just love that about this song. Like, if you really listen to the lyrics, it's not so happy, but you'd never be able to know that by the music.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
Yeah.
I feel like through this exercise, I've realized I never pay attention to the lyrics on this song. I just vibe to the summer.
Do you know what's interesting though? Because like basically you like the whole bridge, which valid, it's a banger. But like what you were saying as far as like talking about like it's a toxic relationship, like I scream sing the bridge, and I feel like it puts you in like the point where you're like, you're feeling that emotion, you're screaming, you're singing, because the passion in that relationship where she's probably like screaming this at him in a fight kind of a thing, like with how the story is being told.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm drunk. You know what I mean? Like you're screaming it out with your windows down. Naturally.
Yeah, it's such a great catharsis song. Like for
it really
again,
is.
like even if you've never had a relationship like that, there's definitely situations where you just need to like scream seeing stuff, and this is a great one for that. Which a lot of her songs are. But Austin, I know you said that you're like more of like a tune, like a music guy. I am a lyrics person. I love lyrics. But I think part of that stems from like growing up. So like my parents are baby boomers. They were born in the 50s. So we grew up listening to a lot of music from the 60s, which is like that storytelling, folksy kind of stuff. So I think that's really where it stems from, is like some of those songs, like the tune is fine, but like the lyrics is really what gets you. Like Bob Dylan, not a great singer, but the lyrics that he writes are really what get you. So I think that's kind of where it stems from, but I love a good lyric.
There were a lot of ballads at that time. I agree. Like, so like the ballads and the storytelling, I'm thinking of like Marty Robbins, and it tells you the whole story, and it's a good tune for that example, but like you're just like listening to what's going to happen next. So I agree. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
My cousin Annie is like you, Austin.
Yeah.
She loves the music. She's just like, I didn't know it said that. I've been like playing this song the whole time. And I'm like, yeah, the whole time it said that.
Yeah, this actually comes up as well with some of my or some of my friends, really, where I'm like, have you heard this song? It's amazing. And then it's like the beginning is like very expletive or very like X-rated. I'm like, okay, but ignore that. It's like, listen to that.
Listen to the beat.
Yeah. It's the best little rhythm you've ever heard.
So funny.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh. Sometimes like her tunes are really sad or whatever, but if you drill down to the lyrics, like that's where a lot of that stuff will get you. So
the entirety of Tortured Poets Department is just digging down to the lyrics. Which I feel like
there's some good bops on that
like
too. Like the music is good.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite albums.
I'll dance to maybe some sad songs, but that does highlight the fact that I never did make it through that entire album.
Well, it was a lot of songs. I will give you that. It was a lot.
I know. But I feel like there's only two that like I could go back to on that album. Is London on that one? So Long London?
Yes.
Okay, that one.
Which is which is a track 5 song, which is like the saddest song.
That's true. What, and Florida's on that one too, right?
Yeah, Florida's good.
I think I just like geographical. Something that really sets a scene, you know?
Yes, really take him there.
Yes. That's where I'm at.
Well, any other thoughts on Cruel Summer before we do our little send-off here and tell everybody what's going on next week?
I'm good.
Got her all? Great. All right, so next week, I gotta turn to the right page. Next week, we will be exploring emotional triggers. Our Taylor Swift song will be Look What You Made Me Do from Reputation. And our hot take spiral will be about Danielle. So if you have any burning questions for Danielle, make sure you drop them in the comments. And we will try and get those answered for you. If not next time, then at some point in our lives. Any other last thoughts before we say goodbye?
Nope.
I'm getting to know. Nobody has any thoughts.
So
all right,
good.
well.
Try
Thank you, everybody.
blue cheese nachos. That's what I want.
Oh my
Report
God.
back.
No,
Ooh, yeah.
no.
Good
Peanut
point.
butter,
Right.
mac and cheese, and egg. That's the goal
You're
here.
literally
making that.
like, can't. What a waste of
I'm
food.
not making that until I can figure out what to add to that to make it not so soft.
Nothing.
I'm gonna need some
doesn't
texture
exist.
there.
Sprinkle some chips
I
in.
need some texture.
We'll figure this out.
Ooh, actually, if you put some like Lay's like original potato chips in there, like sprinkled on there. I could get behind that. All right. I will think about
still no, but
trying
that'll
that.
help.
Yeah.
The texture.
An easier lift would be the blue cheese nachos. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us on this relatively chaotic life. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.